Hey there, my name's Taylor and I'm going to be talking about the drug Methotrexate and the shortage cancer patients are currently experiencing with it. The reason I chose this topic is because currently my girlfriend has acute lymphoblastic leukemia B-cell lymphoma, which is a cancer that happens when bone marrow produces too many white blood cells. She's been doing treatment for about a year and a half until this last June when her doctors told her methotrexate is experiencing a national shortage and she would instead be taking a drug called cytarabine. According to the drug information page on medlineplus.gov, cytarabine is another drug used to treat certain types of leukemia cancers, including meningeal leukemia, which is a cancer that affects the membrane around your spinal cord or your brain. Like any drug, there's usually quite a few side effects listed, with not all of them affecting everybody, though her side effects after taking this drug 3 different times since starting included nausea, body aches, severe headaches, and severe inflammation of her brain and spinal cord, with one instance of her being admitted back to UNC Cancer Center and remaining for nearly a week. She also experienced some of the worst nausea and vomiting I've seen from her since she began her treatment. Obviously, not everybody's bodies react the same, but her body was having a particularly negative reaction to this alternate drug. According to the article, U.S. seeks new suppliers of highly used cancer drug methotrexate in short supply on Reuters.com. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is seeking new temporary suppliers of methotrexate to ease the shortage. In some instances, if the FDA is faced with a short supply of something, they will make exceptions to some of their normal oversight, though that was not the case with 2 other chemotherapy drugs they recently approved, cisplatin and carboplatin, which were also in short supply. The reason for the short supply, according to the article Methotrexate Shortage, Why It's Happening and Potential Solutions on the rheumatologist.org, could be related to the bankruptcy of generic medication producer Acorn Pharmaceuticals earlier this year, leading to insufficient supply for what should be considered usual demand. Some of the other pharmaceutical manufacturers have given dates as early as June or May to meet demand, while others haven't, with some experts estimating for up to a year for supply to meet normal demand again. The article, Chemotherapy and Opioid Shortages Impacting Cancer Care, from Pain News Networks, newsnetwork.org, reports that another reason for the national shortage is that the FDA found quality control violations at a pharmaceutical plant in India that supplies the U.S. with methotrexate and put an import alert on the company, which effectively halts all distribution to the U.S. It's a tough situation to deal with for a lot of people, and the pros and cons of waiting for FDA-approved manufacturers to meet demand might seem like a hard decision to cope with, but I think given the alternative of the FDA not giving their usual oversight in order to rush pharmaceuticals to meet demand for manufacturers that aren't FDA approved could be worse in the long run, especially if those drugs aren't held to a certain standard and allowed to be given to patients. If there's no other alternative than to get these medications from non-approved manufacturers, then there should at least be some level of oversight from the FDA to make certain that they're at a standard or higher than the usual standard manufacturing processes. That being said, going through these treatments sometimes can't wait. It could literally be life or death if patients can't receive medications they need. Should the FDA rush medications from alternate sources without proper oversight to get these medications to patients? Should we use alternative medications to battle the same cancers or illnesses? Should we wait for the supply to meet demand? These are very hard questions with no simple answers, and a lot of patients and care teams are having to deal with this right now. One last thing I wanted to add was that my girlfriend Jen was interviewed by WECT about her battle with cancer. And if you want to read about it, I'll put a link down in the description. All right, thanks for watching.